Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are on Dry Arabia, and in the south corner of the map, Leenock playing in blue as the Abbasid dynasty, and in the north, playing as the French, is Hut in red. And this is going to be a great matchup. One of those age-old matchups in Age of Empires 4, I feel. I mean, yes, sure, you got the English and the French, but the Abbasid dynasty and the French, they're like a yin and the yang. The Abbasid dynasty technically counters the French in many ways, especially with the camels, the camel archers, and the spearmen, especially with the phalanx upgrade for the spearmen from the barracks. But we shall see how Hut plays this one out as a French in the north on Dry Arabia. Pretty standard build so far, only 1 minute into the game. Can't really have a non-standard build at this point, really. 8 villagers on food, and the House of Wisdom being built for Leenock. 2 players at the top of their game in Age of Empires 4. Can't wait. Obviously, with Leenock already qualified to the Red Bull Wallow main event, Hut will be looking to try and do the same. He's edging close, he's always there or thereabouts in the top echelons of Age of Empires 4 pro sports scene, but he hasn't quite broken into that main event just yet. And we'll see over the coming weeks whether he's able to do so, and we'll see how he plays this one out against Leenock, a proven Age of Empires 4 player. But it's just starting to go out onto gold there for the French. We'll have to take a look at the resources. Often the gold is very key for the French, and it is a back gold today, so that's going to be nice and safe, more or less. I mean, it's not exactly close to the town centre, so it can still be pressurised. But we'll see. I mean, the issue is that French really are the ones that are aggressive in the early game, so I don't think Hut's gold is going to be under pressure anytime soon, especially with the Abbasid dynasty very often opting for a second town centre. You do get this window of opportunity for the French to do some damage with some early knights if you can, but obviously at this level of gameplay, the defence is incredibly strong, and often you can't get huge amounts of value, or at least you tend not to. And if Leenock can bide his time, get that second town centre running, get the fresh food upgrade, which will be reducing the cost of the villagers by 50%. That's a huge eco bonus. It means that their villager count will start to rise, and he can translate that into military in the feudal age. For me, both civilizations have a very strong feudal age, and that's what makes this matchup so interesting to watch. The French naturally have extra villagers being produced by their town centre. They produce faster, and of course they have a natural progression into the feudal age with the School of Cavalry, which can produce the knights. And with their drop-off points being cheaper, it does have that passive savings for their economy. That can all translate into a heavy feudal age with army. And once the Abbasid dynasty does get their second town centre rolling, with the 2 for the price of 1 on the villagers, they can certainly pump out that extra food saving onto the army. Forward berries, that's actually relatively unlucky for Leenock. It's not ideal. He will need to invest in a barracks to protect that position, but he may need to think about just keeping an eye on that situation, because there will be knights coming out soon for Hut. As soon as that gets built. Wait, yeah, okay, the villagers were hiding. There are 3 villagers there building that School of Cavalry. Scout just being annoying here. Quite often done. Scout being annoying on the berries as well. Leenock bringing a decent number of sheep, and that's quite key because the French are very hungry on sheep and food. And so to get that number of sheep as the Abbasid dynasty, very, very key. I suspect he's gone for 2 town centres. There is the one, and I don't quite see the second. Oh, the second is on the gold vein here, so it is indeed 2 scouts for Leenock, as expected, going up against the French. And just needs to push these scouts away. They're kind of delaying the gold mining. I mean, it doesn't hurt Leenock all that much. It will probably delay maybe fresh. Okay, it can delay fresh food stuff. That can become a problem because Leenock has actually invested in wheelbarrow by having 4 villagers and gold, and he's getting the economic wing. And as soon as the economic wing comes in, once it gets to the feudal age, you will want to get that fresh food stuffs. But with fresh food stuffs costing 125 gold, it might be a little bit delayed. It won't be instant. It won't be too bad. There's 4 villagers. He's only 15 gold away. I'm sure we'll get it in time. It's just a bit annoying here. A bit of harassment. Villagers will probably drop off gold there. You see it. Drop off gold and fresh food stuffs. Doesn't have the food. Maybe unqueue some villagers. Leenock doesn't have the food actually. He's struggling on food. Okay, get the fresh food stuff now. Wheelbarrow is almost coming in. Do we see wheelbarrow for Hut? That is a question. Yeah, we do. We do see. We've also got a knight queued up. 5 minutes into the game. That knight looking to pile on some pressure. You can see it already waypointed all the way forward towards the barriers, I suspect. Yeah, it is indeed. The barriers is going to be coming up for Leenock, though. That will offer some good stuff, good defences in the form of spearmen. They will need them because the French knights are coming. Okay, we see Hut actually opting for a second town centre himself. 9 villagers on stone. Now, this is a really interesting dynamic of the game because the French, as we said, they produce villages faster, but that does also mean their food requirements are higher. And so, whilst the two town centres for the French were producing more villages than the two town centres for the Abbasid dynasty, the Abbasid dynasty are getting a 2-for-1 price there. And so, it does take a bit of time for the French eco to really start booming, those villages to pay back for themselves. It does take a bit of time. And to be able to translate into army, and the differential can be the difference changer in the feudal age between the Abbasid dynasty and the French, and that's why I'm excited about this matchup. It's often quite a bit of fireworks going off in the feudal age. Knight trying to delay the villagers gathering wood does delay them a little bit, a bit of idle time, but the spearmen are on hand to defend for Leenock. The Knight's going to go around the other side. I think Leenock needs to make sure there's a spearman on the other side, otherwise the Knight's just going to circle around the other side. Now you can see Leenock opting to go for the stone first, next rather. So I suspect French will be getting that second town centre up and running first. It is indeed the case, going for the deer there on the back of the base, nice and protected. And Leenock's going to be behind on the economy, that's for sure, but he will be able to pump out units as time goes along. Speaking of villages, 26 for Hut, 24 for Leenock, as expected for the fast working town centre for the French. The Knight is going around the left side, looking to get some damage, maybe get a charge attack on the villager building the house. Does get the charge attack, and that's quite significant because that house now is delayed in being built, and that means, I mean, Leenock is housed here. It's a good few seconds of delay, not just on villager gathering times, but also villager production times. Okay, has been resolved. Actually, I don't think it was housed too badly, actually. I had a villager being trained. Golden Age Tier 1 has been activated, and spearmen coming out on the stone villages. Villages get pulled off from stone. Has the wood for a second town centre as well, going on the front there, near the berries. That's actually a rather precarious position. That's the position that's going to be attacked first, I suspect, by the French, once the time comes. Ooh, village is going on the right side. Are these going for... wait, what? Hut going for third town centre. That's extremely greedy play, guys. The two town centre for Hut already outbooms the two town centres for the Abbasid dynasty. But it's a very resource-intensive build for the food, for the double production, for the two town centre production of villages. And he's going for a third, and I don't know how I feel about that. That's a bit precarious. He's going for the berries and the stone, does protect that economy. But Hut is going to be under pressure in the mid-feudal age, and is going to need to survive. You can see that the game is going to be panning out very nicely in the feudal age, with the two town centres now up and running for Leenock. You can see the production builders coming out. 2 barracks, a stable. It's going to be horseman, spearman as an army composition. He's going to pile on the pressure quickly. Spearmen already out. So double archery range. Often the army composition of choice for the French is the school of cavalry and the 2 archery ranges. But with 3 town centres, he's going to have hard work to maintain production. Yeah, double stable, double barracks. You can see the Abbasid dynasty really committing to that feudal age. Let's take a look at the military count. Only 3 for Hut. That tells a story in itself. Has got 39 villages, but 8 for Leenock, and that will be growing. That is for sure, with the production buildings going down. This one actually didn't get fully built up. There's a villager behind, that's why. Just going on the right side now. Where are they going? Towards the back berries. I need to get an outpost there. It's kind of exposed. It is behind everything, which does give him a little bit of security, but could become a problem if the French discover that. Archers are now starting to be pumped out. Scout just keeping an eye on things here for Leenock. Does see the group of archers. 9.5 minutes into the game. Things relatively passive so far. Looks like it's going to build up into one big fight in the feudal age. And it's quite nice picking up the berries here for the Abbasid dynasty. He's actually not opting for an outpost. Rather, he's going to wall that in. That's actually a very nice position. He's got a nice pocket economy here. Gonna have deer and berries at the back. Spearman against wolf. And another set of stable coming up for Hut, so you can see Hut definitely committing to the feudal age himself. As you can see, the Abbasid dynasty having no problems maintaining production from the barracks and the 2 stables because of the fresh foodstuffs. It's time to really build up the spearman numbers. Wait! What are we seeing here? It's a pen. Hut has made a playpen for his gold. He's keen on having safe gold income. That's actually pretty funny. I'm actually going to screenshot that for a thumbnail. I think we have to, really, don't we? That's actually pretty hilarious. Down in the south, horsemen going to see if they're being attacked. I don't know, he was attacked by something. Don't quite know what it was. It looks like we're going to be readying up for an engagement soon. A lot of spearmen. The spearmen do need to have those horsemen with them because the spearmen will be taken out by the archers, especially if there's good micro for Hut. We know how good Hut is at microing. One of his strengths, that's for sure. Amongst many strengths, of course. Now the army is starting to gather out in front of the map. A lot of army there, guys. 32 military for Leenock, 17 for Hut. And this is what comes down to. This is what we were talking about. This might be a big fight here, and Hut hasn't been able to produce the army because he's just been investing in villages so much. But it is the medium to long-term investment in those villages that might pay off if the game gets protracted. But Leenock is not wanting that. He's heading forward. He's going to target this third town centre, the aggressive, the greedy third town centre. Plenty of horsemen, plenty of spearmen. The knight's going to maybe try and challenge. This is going to be a problem. The spearmen on hand, not enough archers to really engage. The horsemen going to duck around the knights. Going to get a good attack on the archers, and he's going to dive underneath the town centre. He won't mind at all. Spearmen head back, and the archers will get some good damage to the horsemen going forward again. A bit of back and forth, bit of dancing around. You're not losing units for free, though. The good thing about having archers in your composition is that if the opponent does back off like he does, then the archers can get some pickoffs. I think Leenock is just reinforcing his army. He's actually getting a blacksmith. He's waiting for the upgrades. He won't take a big fight, but he's just waiting. Does Hut have a blacksmith for his bloomery? He does indeed. Gets the bloomery for free. Nothing queued up from the blacksmith though for Leenock, curiously enough. Going around the left side, Hut notices it. He's going to bring his army back home. As you can see, Hut having to be defensive. Going towards the barriers on the left side. Oh, that's an issue. Leenock will spot that. There will be 2 outposts being built, but will that go up in time? I'm not so sure. Horsemen going to head there first and get there quickly. Maybe have to dive in and head out. Hut having to idle a good 9 villages. It might be a big engagement here. Looks like iron undermesh is coming out for Leenock. Got forestry as well. Go for more barracks. He's really doubling down on the spearmen. Doesn't have the phalanx upgrade though, curiously enough. Suppose it doesn't need to necessarily. He's looking to be aggressive. He's actually going to stomp out some villages here, get us around out. They'll be poked to death. Horsemen pushing into the heart of the base for Leenock. The horsemen are kept separate from the spearmen though, just for now. The problem for Hut is he can't be aggressive with his army. He's being pinned back. It's not often you say that about the French. That is indeed the case. Maybe Hut's thinking about going to the castle age. I think it'd be a bit of a mistake at this point. We should see if he invests his food and gold into it. He's saving up for it, it seems. Leenock might be doing the same. There is that castle age time. I think Hut actually has to go to the castle age now. He's aware of that timing. He's aware that Leenock has pulled back, so he might be aware that Leenock might be going up to the next stage. And we should see whether we're going for the Royal Institute or the Guild Hall. Really doubling down on the barracks. Holy smokes, that's a lot of them. It is going to be the Royal Institute looking to get those Imperial Age upgrades in the Castle Age. As you can see, it makes the research 30% cheaper and it ignores age requirements for the French. Meanwhile, Leenock trying to wall up the left side, offer his eco some protection. Should work quite nicely. Another town centre being built for Leenock. Activating Golden Age 2. That would be great for the economy. Now the horsemen and the spearmen heading forwards. Hut is awfully exposed. No static defences. Apart from this outpost, actually. That's a pretty decent outpost there. Hut gets to the Castle Age. He gets there first. Of course, the Abbasid dynasty are limited by how fast the House of Wisdom can work. And now I think Leenock's going to pressure. He doesn't want these units to become Castle Age units. He's going to take a fight. And you know what? If he takes one now, he should be able to clear it out. 58 military on the field versus 27. Leenock going around the left side, looking to see what value he can get. Spearman coming around the south. He's going to attack the villages. Holy smokes, the army's kept together for Hut. He'll need to make a decision which one to This is such a good play here. The archers go towards the spears. The knights go towards the horsemen. The horsemen engage with the knights. The horsemen might be able to take a relatively good fight here. The spearmen need to back off. Man-at-arms being produced by Hut. It's a bit of a shame that Leenock didn't keep his armor together, but in the end, the horsemen should be able to clear up the knights. These are royal knights, not veteran knights. And there's the horsemen. Those are the horsemen. Try and take them down. Leenock does get up to the castle age now. Will he see the upgrades coming in? Preservation of knowledge, upgrades to veterancy and spearmen and horsemen. Man-at-arms are going to be taken down by the spearmen. He's engaging now. Where are the archers? That is the question. The archers being pulled back to the horsemen. And the horsemen could run away. That was maybe a bit of a misplay there. The archers needed to be with the man-at-arms, because they could have taken down the spearmen. To be fair, the man-at-arms would do a decent job against the spearmen anyway. Horsemen do back off for Leenock. There is the Royal Knight. Looks like he's going to be upgrading to veterancy very soon. Oh, Hut hasn't clicked it. These guys aren't going to become veteran. He's actually, he's transitioning to man-at-arms. He's actually full transitioning to man-at-arms, and that's quite important by Hut. Let's just see how many barracks he's got. Yeah, he's got a lot of barracks. Holy smoke, 6 barracks of them. And Leenock's going to need some crossbows. He's going to get some mangonels instead. Does Leenock have the archery ranges? That is the question. Does have... Oh, this is actually really smart play. Really smart play by Hut. Hut realizes that Leenock doesn't have archery ranges, and so he won't have the crossbow transition anytime soon. But the crossbow transition is coming in. Double archery range going down. He will need that up quickly because those man-at-arms are coming in. Very, very nice way to think about the game conceptually. Mangonel on the Stealth Forest. I'm not sure if Hut realizes it might be a second volley. Archer's going to get smashed. A lot of them do reduce to half HP. They're going to get totally annihilated. The horseman diving in as well. And another Mangonel shot. He loses oh my god, he loses the archers. And Hut calls it there. Big fight in the Stealth Forest. Leenock's Stealth Forest play there was fantastic with that Mangonel. He catches Hut off guard and he loses everything in terms of archers. The spearmen clear up the knights. The horsemen clear up the archers, man-at-arms are dwindling in numbers, and Leenock takes the victory. Hope you guys enjoyed this casted game, and if you did, do give the video a thumbs up. If you're watching on YouTube, take care and see you next time. If you're watching on Twitch, stick around. We're hopping into the next game.